Okay, so here I'm going to show you how to use glue instead of pins to set in your curve. So I have marked the center point of each one of my pieces, and I'm going to lay them both right sides up, and then I'm going to fold them together and align my center marking. So that's the first point I'm going to glue. I have Roxanne's Glue Basted. Comes on this, oops, it looks like there's some threads in there. It comes on this really nice little applicator. It makes it practically mess free, as long as, you know, this one's almost gone. But as long as you don't have too much threads or hair in there. So all I'm gonna do is just put a little dab of glue right there, and then press that in there. And I like to hit it with an iron so that it is nice and dry and very secure. So once I get the center points lined up, then I'm going to do the same thing for my corners here. So I'm just going to dab a little bit of glue on there, and then I'm going to push my corners, and then this one I'm going to just hold because it's really hard to iron this down without forming any creases in the fabric. So I'm going to hold that one in place, and then now I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this corner, and then I will have that lined up. It doesn't dry super fast, so you do have a little bit of time. It only takes a couple seconds of holding it, and then it's pretty nice and secure. So once you get those 3 points, I always do the center and the 2 corners. Once you get those 3 points done, then you can flatten out your piece, and you can stretch out your seam, and you can glue this. That way you don't have to worry about ironing over any, I'm sorry, not ironing, sewing over any pins. So I'm going to stretch my fabric just on the first half here. The second half we'll do later. So I'm going to hold that into place, and then I'm just going to glue that there. So I'm going to lift up my fingers a little bit, put some glue in there, make sure my glue doesn't dry out. So I'm going to hold that into place. This is just a tad off. I'm going to pull that up a little bit. That should be just fine. So you can see there are no puckers, no folds that are pressed down. So once I have that side done, now I can go ahead and do this side. So when you go to pull it, you know, flatten it out, it looks, you know, like it's never going to make it, right? But since we cut that on the bias, it is really nice and stretchy. So you can just apply your glue to one of the edges. Oh, that was kind of a lot over there. And I'm going to apply that on there. It's kind of hard when you apply it to white because it's white glue and you can't really see how much is on there. And then I'm going to really slowly just ease the blue fabric over the white fabric so that it is nice and flat. So that looks pretty good to me. I'm going to hold that down just a little bit, but you can see how there's no folds at all over there. So that looks really nice. I really do like glue basting because there's no worry about sewing over pins. It's a little bit easier to stitch as well because you are not worried about taking out your pins at all. So I'll just show you how to sew that real quick. So we're gonna make one more video.